What is leadership? Leadership is a role of integrity. Leadership is being a positive influencer, guider, and also a follower. Leadership is a learning process which is never ending. Because once you begin to help others, you learn more and more about your leadership abilities. Leadership is a lifelong job, because once you become a great leader, it is your duty to continue to be a great leader, because from that point on, there was always someone watching and following you. Even if you don't possess the quote-unquote leader position or title, leadership goes beyond the name. Leadership is a lifestyle. There are a lot of things people qualify leaders to be. Some say leaders are created, some say leaders are born, such as the great man theory. But no matter how you get there, there are some qualities of an effective leader I believe every leader should have. First, adaptability. Every leader should be flexible and be able to adapt to their surroundings and the people they're working with. Cooperativeness. Every leader must be willing to cooperate with other leaders, rules and regulations, and cooperate, of course, with the main people they're working with, which is their followers. A leader must have compassion, must be able to empathize with their followers so they can relate on a better level. Leaders must be competent. This is the most important one to me, because if you can't complete the goals which you have set out for yourself, how can you lead others to complete the goals that they set out? And the last one, discernment. A leader with a good sense of discernment can help choose which decisions are best for the moment. No matter what the situation may look like, when you have discernment in a leadership role, it'll help for the betterment of the group. There are three main types of leadership styles: autocratic, democratic, and laissez-faire. But I feel as if two of these leadership styles relate best to me and the way I lead. First, democratic. I believe I am a democratic leader at times because I cherish the input from the group, and I use the input from the group to make decisions which would please the group, such in my RA role, where I ask my girls on my hall what it is that they like to do on the hall, what it is that they want, so I can make their learning living environment a better place for this academic year. But democratic leadership is not always necessary, especially when you're dealing with a group of unskilled individuals or immature individuals, such as young children, or unskilled individuals who need training in a specific area they know nothing about. This is where autocratic leadership comes into play. Autocratic leadership is where you set out a platform for the group to follow, and that's just what it is. It doesn't really require input from the group, because you know how things are supposed to be done, and this is how it should be done, because we're dealing with unskilled individuals. But this is not always necessary, especially when you're dealing with a group who does have a little bit of skill, maturity, and when you have no experience in the field. So at that point, the input from the group is very vital. I have had many leadership, quote-unquote, leader roles and titles in my lifetime. My very first one was when I was a cheerleader captain for my recreational team in High Point, the Brentwood Broncos. I was the cheerleader captain for 2 years, and then it transferred into high school. I was the auxiliary squad captain for a year in my band, the JV basketball captain for a year, softball captain my senior year, and then it transferred into my life here at NCCU. I was the House Arrest 2 Championship Dance Team Incorporated Girls Captain for a year. I am currently the Secretary of Phi Beta Lambda Business Organization Incorporated, and this is my second year being an RA in Baines Residence Hall. But my most important leadership role that I value the most and that I truly do live up to is being a leader and example to my siblings and my younger cousins. Like I said, leaders are supposed to continue to be leaders even after that first great act of leading. So in the future, I plan on being a leader by managing and administrating recreational facilities in the city, and then eventually opening up my own. But in order to get there, you of course have to start at the bottom, which is being a participant and then directing. So right now, I plan on, when I'm graduating, administrating the sports which are held at the recreational centers for youth and adults, and being over those programs. There are a few barriers that I feel hold back my leadership abilities and my skills, which are people skills. I know this may seem a little contradicting, seeing how I view myself as a good leader, but I have a hard time dealing with people. But it's more so of small talk. I found myself a little awkward at times, so small talk can be very difficult for me, but I have been working on that ever since I've entered into North Carolina Central University. So like I said, there are many things that people feel leaders are and what leaders can be and what they are expected to be. But this is the way I view a leader should be as, and this is how I view myself as a leader. Thank you.